Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah. I want to first start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, and Bashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors goes to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And a sincere shalom goes to the elect Akim out here that's pushing his truth in all four corners and truth and sincerity. Salakia. I just wanted to go in on this little short topic. Basically, I don't have anything titled for it, but I was thinking, not thinking. Yeah, I was just, I guess you could say meditating on something, and I was wondering like why things, not why things, but how these children, how the gaps in the generations, like the people came up in the 50s and the 60s, like they was more responsible, and when it came to the 70s, we was the children of the 70s. It seemed like the people when came up in the 50s, they was saying like we were more irresponsible, more irresponsible, and wasn't on a certain kind of level as they were. Now the children of the 70s are saying the same thing about the children of the 90s. Like it's just different breeds. It seems like maybe like every 20 years or so, it's like, I'm gonna say the whole thing in a nutshell, because I'm kind of having a hard time explaining it, but I look at these kids like from their 20s on down, they just like walking zombies. It's like you can't even have a conversation with them, because all their actions, they don't have no explanation for their actions. You said like when I was coming up, you did something wrong or whatever, your parents talked to you, or somebody in the street talked to you like, man, why you do it? You had an explanation for it. But nowadays, you try to talk to these kids, like, not even just talk to them, like, it might be a little cousin or something. You try to talk to them like, man, why the hell you do that shit? Why you bust that window or something, man? They give you a little deep look, like they just don't know, and it's like a pattern. Ultimately, we know it's the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua that has them doing that, but also he uses Esau to do these things, and I believe it come from these vaccines, and I looked up this article. It's a pretty deep article. It's an in-depth article put up by the Philadelphia's Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, man. It goes to say like the first vaccines started like in 1796 to protect against smallpox. And it said the method involving taking material from a blister or someone infected with cowpox, never heard of that, and inoculating it into another person's skin, man. That was some wicked stuff right there. This was called an arm-to-arm inoculation. However, by the late 1940s, scientific knowledge had developed enough so that the large-scale vaccine production was possible and disease control efforts could begin in earnest. And then it goes on to say the next routine recommended vaccines was developed in the early 20th century. This included vaccines to protect against pertussis and diphtheria and tetanus. These three vaccines were combined in 1948. They combined all them vaccines together. And then it goes to the list of the recommended vaccines in the 1940s. It seemed like every so 10 to 15 years, you going from a recommended, even though you shouldn't even be getting no vaccinations, it goes from the 1940s with 4, and then I'm just going. All this ain't necessary, but like I said, look at this. We started this at the late 70s, going into the 80s. Went from from a course of over 30 to 40 years, from 4 to 7. All right, that's 7 in the late 70s. That's my era. I was born in. But let's take it to look at that, 2010. Another 40 years. We had 1940 to 1970. Now we in 2010. Recommended vaccines. It went from 4 to 7 over 40 years. Now the other 40 years, you got 7 to 14. It went from starting in 1940 from 4 to 1970, the late 70s to 7 to another 40 years from 7 to 14. And I'm not no scientist or nothing like that. I ain't trying to say I'm on no level or nothing like that, but it just make common sense. Salakia, it just makes common sense. Why these kids are like this? Why these kids are having blank and empty stirs? Why they can't be, they don't hold themselves accountable for those Salakia. They don't hold themselves accountable for the things they do. These they diagnosing with these diseases like dyslexia and ADHD. All these things happening because of these vaccinations. And when you think about it, it's all a part of Esau's agenda, because Esau don't Esau and the heathens as well, because Esau don't get no damn vaccinations. Jake, soon as something come up, HPV and this and that, and they just running out. They ain't asking no questions. The doctor's telling them, you need to get this vaccination to protect against this or to protect against that, and they just straight up going out there and just taking it. They ain't asking no questions or none of that stuff. You don't see the so-called fake Jews getting no vaccinations. You don't even see them in a clinic or the hospital. You don't see the Hamites in there. You don't even see Esau in there. I mean, all the way around. You don't see them in there unless they the doctors. You don't even see them going to the dentist. So all this stuff they sitting up here and pushing on Israel, man. They don't do it themselves. You don't see no Moabites and Ammonites in the clinic as well. Oh, none of that. You don't see them in there. But it's just common sense, man. It's just common sense. But that, like I said, I mean, that the Lord put the spirit on me to I ain't really go deep into it, but to bring it out. But I'm gonna bring out some scriptures. What's a lot? This is Job 9:24. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked. I mean, who is the wicked, man? The wicked is Esau, man. This is Esau's paradise. The earth is given to the hand of the wicked, which is Esau. Look at all those wicked things they did, man. Even we can't even put a number on the wicked things they did. But I'm just talking about the vaccines, creating these viruses and all that, man. When you go into all that stuff, when you look at those preventions of vaccine preventions on that page, man, none of that stuff is in the Bible. None of those viruses is none of that stuff is in the Bible. But Esau is a wicked, mad scientist, and they always thinking about some kind of wicked stuff to do, man. And that's just the things they do. I ain't even touched the topic about how they did the study on those Tuskegee Airmen and gave them what I believe is syphilis. Even when you look at it, I'm in Baltimore. When I was coming up, probably like 17, 18 years old, Johns Hopkins University, they are a hospital that do a lot of research or whatever, and Johns Hopkins Bayview, they would pay people money to basically what's the word I'm looking for? Basically to experiment on them, and that stuff's still going on, man. And that's just that's the wickedness of Esau, man. That's just the goddamn wickedness of Esau. They just do all kind of wicked stuff, man. I'm gonna go into another scripture, Salat. Ezekiel 7, and I'm gonna start it.